Yeah, I just went live. I'm waiting for it to pop up on my phone. And there it is. Okay. Hello, who's ever popped in. Give us a couple minutes here. Letting people pop in, tell you guys what's going on. I hope you guys' weekend turned out better than ours. I'm going to try and explain some of what happened. Because, yay. Um, it was funny. Hi, sweetie. You be safe out there. It was funny because literally we got off the feed about 5:10, and at 5:25, 5:20, somewhere around there, boom, it hit. And there were no siren warnings, there was nothing. And I'm going to explain to you what happened. This makes sense. Okay, this is our house. Directly across the street from our house is another house. And the back side of that house is the post office. So they're like together like this, the back of the post office literally right up against the house. Right on the other side of the post office and others, across the street is where a funnel cloud tornado touched down. Now, because it wasn't one that like rode the ground, kind of touched down and left, well, there are transformers that are not that far down, and there's a dog park and everything, and it kind of like touched down in the field, skipped the dog park, hit the transformers and lines. So it literally, we had no warning. It was, but because of where our street is and the street on the other side of us in the other direction, we got the brunt of the wind and everything, and it knocked out power lines like let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 7 streets. All the power lines were down, and the transformer had blown. And we're like, okay, no big deal. Originally, like half of Romeoville was like knocked out. Romeoville is a small suburb compared to some of them. It's not a very big suburb. But we were literally the last ones to get power. We got it this morning. So I was like, yay, our street. But it was like, so the tornado hit, it touched down, no injuries, no damage to people's property, because it literally hit in the open field. And then like bounced up, and then lightning shot down and hit the transformer, or it touched and then dissipated. But it was it was funny, Wayne left. Before the storm hit, he left. By the time he got down, which is like 2 blocks to the stop sign, it was so bad he couldn't see. So there's a little strip mall. It's got like a Jimmy John's and a dollar store and an ice cream place, a little strip mall. And then there's a gas station on the corner. So he goes to that gas station. He's like, I'm going to stay in here, kind of ride it out, kind of be blocked because, I don't know what made him decide to leave the gas station and go to a different spot, but he did. Right after he left the gas station, the awning that he was sitting under came collapsing down on the gas station. So it was, it was really bad. And like I said, we had no warning. We didn't even think it was supposed to rain. The room I am sitting in right now ended up flooding. So luckily I don't have much on the floor. We'd moved most of the boxes on the side that got flooded. So everything had got flooded over there. And we couldn't, we're mopping it with flashlights from our phone. All of our flashlights were dying because we couldn't charge them. They're all they're the ones he has from work, the extra strong ones, and they all have to be electronically charged. Luckily, we could charge our cars and the phone. When we got really hot, we go sit in the car in the air conditioning for a while or drive around. Yeah, he did. I literally did. That's how, like Nikki told him, she goes, he dodged a bullet, but in my eyes, she goes, it's just not his time. He should be thankful because normally he would have stayed there. But he was like, it started hailing, he said, and the way the storm was coming, he wanted to go to the other side of the building, but that building's very small and kind of didn't have a space. So he went to a different building in the strip mall, like to the all the way, and parked over there. And that's what he did. And literally within minutes of him moving, that awning was down. And like I said, this room had got flooded, not like deep flood, but like, little bit of it came flooding through the baseboards, and part of the tree in back like broke off. Luckily it was just one branch and it wasn't super big. I mean, there were some houses that had trees just down, like huge trees that had been there for years and years and years and years and years, just down. So we had gotten the brunt of it. We didn't even realize that the tornado had actually touched down until somebody witnessed it. It was on, it was like sent a picture. They had taken a picture of it touching down, and it literally hit between the cemetery and the dog park, and what's in there but an open field. So the only damage was like trees down, wires down. I don't think any cars were damaged unless a tree fell on it and stuff like that. But of course, we because of where we live, and normally, in the city, you don't have these kind of outages. We didn't have a generator, so we ended up borrowing one. But at that point, our power had been out for so long. So I threw away all the food that, I was concerned about spoiling. It was funny. I told you, I was making chicken cordon bleu. Here's my mentality. I'm like, oh, it's dark. The power will be back on in a few hours. I can light the stove, the top part. But then the house starts to get hot because you have no air conditioning. But I can't light the oven because the thermostat and all that is controlled by the electrical panel. So we can't turn the gas. I could turn the gas on. We have no way of turning on like thermostats, and it won't work right. It'll read as the thermostat is busted and kind of like not heat up, or heat up way, way, way too much. But in my brain, I'm like, oh, this won't be a while. So I had gotten to where I had pounded out the chicken, so I set my flashlight up. I'm in the dark. I rolled out made my chicken cordon bleu, did the frying part, made the gravy. Then we're waiting. So I took it, and we had a bag of ice in the freezer. I set it on top of the bag of ice. I'm like, this is not spoiling. I went through all this work. I've been wanting it. Set it on top of the bag for 2 days. I kept checking it, and then we finally got the generator, so we could at least run it to keep, what didn't spoil, or, pops, and, but we couldn't make coffee, couldn't do the dishes because we didn't want to use all of the hot water. So our hot water's it's a gas hot water heater, but the little control thing is electric. Don't ask me why they're like this. But yeah, so we were conserving things. So I finally got power this morning. I sent out invoices. Hey, Miss Cindy, sweetie, how are you? That would be hello. Cindy, we are coming to see you within a matter of a couple weeks here. Okay? You are like next on the totem pole. And as far as I'm concerned, we've kind of reorganized things because we have to get down to you before you guys hit hurricane season and we're, trapped down there. I don't want anything to do with storms. So everything in the house is fine, like I said, with the exception of the flooding. And luckily, because it only came running through the baseboard, it wouldn't have mattered. It was storming. The barbecue grill would not have survived if we did. We literally just got rid of ours a few weeks ago. So we'd had ours for like 15 years. And I told him, I said, you know what? I'm not going to get one this season. We'll wait because, that one we'd had it for so long. I'm like, I'll wait until like Christmas or January when they're, really cheaper. I said, and get the kind I really want. I said, I'm not going to worry about it. We don't barbecue that much. When I do like make hamburgers and stuff, I have a house griddle one that's electric. Works fantastic for hamburgers though. And like teriyaki chicken and things like that. So yeah, so it poured on us quite a bit, but yeah, couldn't even imagine. But I wanted to come on and tell everybody what we are planning to do. I'm having the bad thing about having no air conditioning and the heat, and the air not really circulating is my allergies are ballistic. We haven't done any of that yet because we didn't have power. We couldn't get on the computers to get all the information. It was the weekend, you know. I have to sneeze and I know it. Anyway, so this is what we're going to do. You guys know Saturday we're in the middle of our sale feed. We are going to continue with that. Because it is Monday, I have no idea what Michelle's doing. I do not want to step on Michelle's toes. Now, if we get done and she's not on or doesn't go on tonight, I might pop on. But we are going to start tomorrow morning and continue with here. Mind the close up. Continue with that. Okay? Literally, that's what we have to get through. All right? Wayne told me we had been talking about it, and he's like, and that doesn't include the stuff on all these shelves that you can't see over here. But we had been talking about it, and he's like, why are you like, worried about clearing this out? And I said, one, we don't have room for it. I'm worried about it getting damaged. And said, but two, I said, I don't buy precious moments so I can hold on to them. That's my collection. That's put away. That's the ones I hold on to. I said, and all of these on the floors are ones that I own. I don't owe people for them. I said, let's sell them. That's what we do. And there's no reason in this economy, especially, I know what I paid. If I can cut a deal, I'm cutting a deal. I've got pickups all over that I keep pushing back because I'm like, no, we're clearing this out so we can get taken care of the people we need to get ourselves back on track. Trying to find out, and I haven't talked to them yet because, like I said, we didn't have power till early this morning. When the power went down, my dishwasher was in the middle of a cycle. So I had to wait till today. So you can imagine what that smelled like. So we had to clean out that really good. And, we were eating junk food all weekend and glasses. And it was just, totally, like I told Wayne, I said, when you're traveling, you expect these. But when you're in your own house and you can't make a cup of coffee, it makes you insane. And that's the longest I've sat down and did nothing. And it made me crazy. I was like every 5 minutes walking around. He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm bored. I got to find something to do. He's like, you can't do anything. It's pitch black. We sat last night and we've been using a little flashlight, but we're conserving energy because we don't want to use them all up. And Nikki and I were sitting last night and I'm like, I can't take another night of this. I'm going to lose it. And she started laughing. She's like, oh yeah, I'm right there with you because it's just, you feel like, just nothing. I'm like, I can't do this. So I'm happy to say we are back on track. So Wayne and I are going to be working on shipping this afternoon. Wayne took off today because there was so much stuff from the weekend that we didn't get done that he's going to help me with. Like I said, we cleaned our house first and foremost because we couldn't vacuum, we couldn't run the dishwasher, we couldn't do any laundry, all those things that you need electricity for, we didn't do. I washed dishes by hands, but the ones that were in the machine already, that all had to be cleaned out. And so we did all that. We are going to start working on shipping here in a few minutes. I'm going to ship out the first wave today. Now, mind you guys, I've got, I think, like 80 some boxes ready to ship. Okay? We can only ship them out in groups of 20 to 25. If we go over that, I guarantee damage and breakage because they kind of get very pissy with us because we bring them to the UPS store. That means a guy has to pick them up, take them to UPS, and they frown upon that. They do not like that when there's a ton. So I'm going to be doing it all week long. But these boxes are all set to go. I just need to seal them and label them, okay? Which is what we're going to be doing. The first wave's going to go. Starting today, we will be charging shipping. We are charging per piece, not per box. So it's going to be $1, like $1 per piece, okay? So if I fit 10 pieces in the box, or I fit 20 pieces in the box, or, you know, if I jump up to a bigger box and fit 30 pieces in, well, the bigger box costs. UPS is, because UPS is in a different location, the post office is not. But 90% of our boxes, first off, our post office has a drop chute for the smaller boxes, but 90% of our boxes are now going through UPS because the post office literally doesn't care how many boxes you have. They want you to stand in line and go to the counter. And we had like, when we found this out, we had like 17 boxes. And they wanted us to go to, now mind you, they're all labeled and set to go. So we had to take 17 boxes to the counter, have them weighed, have them print out it was like, I just want to drop them in. We're better now. We're good. We got power, all the little flood water and stuff's cleaned up. And I'm happy as can be. But so starting, like I said, if Michelle doesn't go on and I'm not exhausted, I might come on tonight and start. But starting tomorrow, we are going to be doing our sale that we promised to do Saturday. We still have lots of Disney. We have lots of Collectors Club. We have ornaments. We have $5 items. We have, I don't know if there's trinkets in here. There's probably trinkets buried somewhere. But we have figurines anywhere from the price range of, $5 going up to our carousel set that normally we would do at $500, probably would do at $275, $250, $275 for the 4 of them. All I ask is that you guys pay your invoice or pay something. I do not want people to have huge invoices sitting out there, because then, the object of doing this is so that I can ship it out and make room. If you're not paying the invoices, that means they're sitting here and I'm holding stuff and it doesn't really accomplish me making room. There's a few of you people who I have stuff that I'm taking to the reunion. Okay, and I know it's only August. October will be here soon. If anybody, I know I've got Charlene. I've got some stuff for Dylan. Who the hell is the third person? I have somebody else's stuff I'm taking. It's in storage right now, and I can't remember whose it is. There's somebody else's stuff I'm taking to the reunion. If anybody needs stuff brought to the reunion, you let me know. Like somebody's example, somebody purchased a 9-inch, and they're like, hey, I don't really want you to ship that. Can you bring it to the reunion? I will do that. But I want to put that stuff in my storage so that it's safe. I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to worry about somebody knocking it over, or the baby or the dogs or whatever the case is. So, all right. So I wanted to, thank you, Marietta. You're right. I've got your Santa or snowman and stuff in there. Thank you. Yes, I'm here. I'm so happy to be here. I am such a good mood today. The lights popped on. I literally sprung out of bed. I was like, we have electricity. Oh my God. Nikki and I, because I obviously, hot flashes can't take heat. I'm not at all. I'm really badly, and it's been getting worse. But okay. Nikki and I finally went to bed about 2:30 last night. 6 o'clock I woke up this morning. I was like, oh my God, it's already hot out. I almost went to the car, but Wayne stopped me. He's like, just go in the room, relax. It's dark in there. You're thinking about it too much. 8 o'clock, we got power. I was like, dang, I heard my fan kick on. I jumped up. I was like, we got power? I was so happy. So, but we will, like I said, if we can, we're going to be on tonight. If not tomorrow morning, I'm going to be on, and I'm going to be on all day. We're going to do it on for a few hours, go off for a few hours. I would do today. I don't want to step on Michelle's toes. I know she's got stuff she needs to take care of too. So I'm going to let her do her thing. But so you guys know, our sales stuff that we did not get to finish, we barely touched, is going to be starting tomorrow. Shipping charges will take effect as of today. Okay? Once you guys get we are shipping out every box I possibly can. Once you guys get these shipments, if there's stuff that is missing, let me know. Some of you guys, I've been replacing the broken stuff that, I knew was broken or missing. Just let me know, because I will either refund you or replace it. And if I can't do it right away, I'm just going to refund you or give you credit or whatever you want to do, because I have too many people that I owe too much stuff to otherwise. And then I forget and I feel bad. Okay? All right. Thank you guys. I appreciate you guys jumping in, saying hi to me, and I appreciate being back on. It's amazing to me. I will tell you this. Couldn't make it as an Amish. Couldn't have made it in the earlier days, because none of this seemed good to me. So I fully admit I'm spoiled. I like electricity. All right, you guys take it, and air conditioning. I really like air conditioning. All right, you guys take care. We are going to go work on shipping. So if you message or something, don't answer. It means I'm in the garage working on shipping. I want to get that first wave out the door. I'm going to watch to see if Michelle comes on. If she doesn't, I am going to try and come on for a little while and start, because, like I said, we're going to be all over the board. We got ornaments, lots of figurines, $5, $3, $5, $10, $15, $20, $25, up to, like I said. And if anybody is interested in those big pieces over there, because we have several of them, message me, let me know. Okay? I know there were some people who would ask me about them. And to be honest with you, the reason those haven't been shown, I'm going to show you. Oh, sorry guys. I'm going to show you why. Okay, let me do it this way. See why they're not been shown? I can't reach them because everything is in the way. So I can't reach that stuff. So until I can get back there, we're going to take it a little bit at a time. All right, you guys have a good day. Hopefully I'll see you tonight. If not, we will definitely see you tomorrow. We will be on and off all day long until I literally show every piece that is in that pile and that side. And probably most of the rack. So till then, bye guys. Thank you.